and welcome to 2025. Of course, we've been here for a few days now, but the first broadcast for JCTV, and it comes at Auto Club Speedway for the Road and Plate Palm Rat Golf Series. I'm Joshua Coppernoll. I'm joined by Jonathan Canfield. John, how you doing?
Doing good, Josh. I'm excited to see these drivers attack this now strictly virtual track. Once a great track on the NASCAR schedule here in Fontana, California. Going to be under the lights here at the Auto Club Speedway. Not a typical thing we see when you've looked at races here. Can't remember even in the league where I've ran a under the lights race here. To be honest, I didn't even know the place had lights, but I do believe I can't remember any real life NASCAR races being under the lights. So getting to see these drivers under the lights tonight, going to be a fun time as we have just under 2 minutes left in qualifying. And it looks like every driver registered here has taken a time. So right now, no new joins, no expected entries. Jacob Bradley going to be on your pole currently. But yeah, Josh, just welcome to 2025. Ready to go. 9 days in. Took us a minute to get back to racing here with the Palm Rat Golf Road and Plate Series. But we come back to their wild card race, and we're about to have some fun. We're going to go for 16 laps in our little sprint, and then we will go for, it'll be 32 laps in our feature event.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Auto Club Speedway, not really on the road, or well, it's definitely not a road. It's there is a road course here. I'm just, it's been a long day. We're not using the road layout here, and this is not a plate race, but it's still a lot of fun. This is the wild card. These guys running with a different setup than maybe what some of these guys are used to. So, despite the fact that, sure, this isn't Daytona, this isn't Talladega, or even Atlanta, it's still going to be really exciting tonight nonetheless. I'm looking forward to it, and Auto Club is such a fun track. I wish it still exists in real life. But the checkered flag has flown on qualifying, so we are getting ready to get racing in. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid beforehand, though. And you guys saw it. John talked about it. Jacob Bradley on the pole for tonight. Dustin Bawley, he starts second. Third place, it's Samuel Stoner. Michael Kruger will start fourth. Fifth place, Evan Hubchak. Robert Brope starts sixth. Seventh place, Daniel Ott. James Moore, eighth. Ninth will be William Kinder. And Laura Weisman starts 10th.
Back there in 11th, you'll see Brandon Brush, Chuck Labano going to start to his outside in that 12th position. 13th, you'll see Tom Lant. Outside of him is going to be Ryan Campbell in 14th. 15th, you'll see Andrew White. 16th, going to be Aaron Bray. 17th, going to be Jay Bass. 18th, Sean Campbell. 19th, going to be Edgar Santinelli. And just joining the session, and I believe going to make the grid, we hope, will be Johnny Rapp. If he does, he will be our 20th starter here tonight.
Just in the nick of time.
So Josh, you started talking about it, and you said this isn't a Daytona or an Atlanta, but this is still similar to that. Now, what we do not see at most drafting tracks, I won't say plate tracks, drafting tracks, is tire fall off affecting that draft. But here, you see that with the way the corners are laid out and how the drivers can drive these different lines. Tire wear is going to be huge here, but draft is going to be what gets you down the front straightaway and the back straightaway, and what keeps you up with other drivers.
Oh yeah, it's really going to be a whole lot of fun tonight to see, who is going to protect their tires. So that is going to come in handy as the race goes on. John, how about it? Who's your pick to win the sprint race tonight?
It's a wild card race, but it's not so much of an abnormal race for somebody I see out there on that second row outside. I've got to take the driver of the 40 car, Michael Kruger. I think he's going to take advantage of that track, and I think he's got enough experience on this track to get it done.
That's a very solid pick. You never can count Michael Kruger out. I'm going to go another guy who we've really have seen shine on the ovals, and that's going to be the number 29, starting in 7th, Daniel Ott. I mean, he's really good at this type of racing, and overall, I mean, just any type of race you put him in. So watch out for Daniel Ott.
Will be one pace lap here, one singular pace lap. As we get ready to go green, lights are out on the pace car. Jacob Bradley gonna lead them to the green. Enjoy seeing that JCTV logo on the front of the 24 Dustin Bally. That's a nice addition to the hood.
Indeed it is. The pace car heads to pit road. Jacob Bradley gonna lead us to the green. It's waving. Green flag's out. We're on our way here at Auto Club.
Seen a little bit of tire spin from a couple rows back. I've definitely seen some tire spin coming out of Sam Stoner's car. So that tells you the track temps are a little down here, and the track's going to have to heat up as we run these 16 laps. See Kruger already on the outside, and he's loose.
Oh, big crash! Evan Hoopchak hard into the wall. More stacking in behind of him.
Big crash coming out of 4, or out of 2 actually. It's on me. Oh, and it started with the 84 of Laura Weidsman. Just gets loose and
Got into Hoopchak.
who goes up? Gets Labano, Campbell. That's the 3 of White. Bunch of cars involved right there. But, Josh, as you and I know, they have an option here with the way these rules are set out. Each race, one fast repair. So some of those cars that you've seen take a big hit, like Evan Hoopchak, Ryan Campbell, Labano, those are all going to be drivers most likely taking a fast repair.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can get away with not taking a fast repair, I wouldn't. But Evan Hoopchak, you know, he took a hard hit. There's no way that he would be able to get away with not taking a fast repair.
Yeah, and Josh, I'm not sure what it's for, but our pole sitter ended up with a black flag. I wonder if he went before the green?
It's very possible. He had a big jump right off the line.
I mean, I would go back and look at it. I'm going to go back and see if I can find Barney the flagman here.
So here's the initial start of the race. Oh, he got going before anybody else. I can't show, you know, when a flag was dropped, but remember, on the initial start of a race, it's not when the leader goes, it's when the green flag comes out. Every restart after that, it's whenever the leader chooses inside the restart zone.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, Josh. It looks like Barney's waving the flag. I'm not sure.
Well,
to be quite honest with you.
And again, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. I do know that as soon as the leader does go, regardless whether the green flag is about to drop or not from Barney the flagman, the green flag will still show on everybody else's screen because the leader went ahead and win. And again, we could very well be wrong on this. There might not have been a jump. But to my knowledge of at least that rule, if this is what the penalty is for Bradley, that would be my assumption there.
Now, with the initial start being over, all of the restarts are going to be inside the zone. So when we enter that Geico restart zone, that is going to be when the leader has the option to take off.
Yes.
Leader on this restart is going to be Dustin Bawley. Lights on pace car are out. Pace car is going to pull to pit road. You'll see it here as we get ready to pull to that Geico restart zone.
And the green flag is waving.
Bawley gets a good start there. I think Kruger benefited from the good start of Bawley. So Kruger going to move himself into P2. But he's not done. Look at that center there that he gets. Bawley goes up track. Kruger going to peak down low. He's going to have a run on exit.
Michael Kruger. Where'd he come from? Give Michael Kruger the lead. James Moore challenging there. 3 wide for second.
Bawley dropping like a rock here. Not sure if it's the setup or if it's the track. Now Brope's going to peek to Bawley's inside. They're going to be side by side for that 4th position.
Moore and Stoner still side by side for 2nd place. Stoner way up the racetrack.
Bawley losing more. Jay Bass going to come under attack here and try to get another one from Bawley.
Bawley gets clear. Stoner clear of Moore. Trying to get up to the back of Michael Kruger. And how about Robert Bropes trying that high line?
High line works for runs on exit, but right now, when you got 3 cars leading the way that are all running the bottom, you got to be where they're not. You got to get some clean air to that nose. These Xfinity cars, they eat dirty air like crazy. So Sam Stoner's car is not handling the way he wants it to. Same with James Moore, as he's going to cut across the nose of Robert Bropes. Robert Bropes going to make that lunge to the inside here, and he's going to pull up to the door of James Moore and go into the corner here. Going to potentially get to 2nd here if he can hold that. Looks like he's sideways trying to chase it up the track. Moore going to get back to his outside.
Yeah, his car was a little loose there after driving the top a couple times. A little bit looser there on the bottom.
And tire temp's going to be a factor too. If you move off that top, you've gone and heated up your tires. Moving to the bottom is going to change how your car's going to react. Michael Kruger doing a great job right now holding these guys at bay. Here comes Stoner though, trying to attack for the lead.
And he's going to take a peek. They will be side by side. Stoner going to dive it in. Kruger, actually, he just says go ahead and take it. I don't want to run up top. I'm going to stay on the bottom.
And Kruger almost able to pull that crossover effect, but you see the exit he's going to get here. He's going to have a great exit, and he's going to have a shot at it here going into 1.
He's doing a great job. Still side by side. He's got the nose ahead entering turn 1. Stoner, I think, will get an advantage down the back straightaway. Kruger staying low, does not defend.
Kruger wants that low line, and he's going to let Stoner get that run to the outside because look right here, he's going to get a clear shot to the bottom. I think coming off of 4 this time, though, you'll see him shut the door a little bit.
Kruger does move up. Now it's a train up top. Kruger still...
We talked about it at the beginning of the show. Not a drafting track, but the draft. He will pull Stoner back to the inside here. Kruger going to have to run that high line. Kruger willing to do so. They're going to be almost 3 wide for the lead coming out of turn 2.
James Moore there as well.
Now they are going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Contact between Stoner and Moore.
Robert Ropes sitting behind this battle just wishing he could put his nose in there. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Dustin Bally on the recovery back towards the front here.
You say that, Bally caught the wall. Just a tad bit. Still side by side for the race lead though, Kruger and Stoner. As Moore and Brobst are side by side, tucked up behind Stoner and Kruger. Stoner gets clear, moves in front of Kruger. Kruger pulls down.
And Brobst gets himself into 3rd now. So throw his name into the battle here. He's now 3rd as Moore drops back to the 4th position. Bally's still closing, but he's not alone. He's bringing, I believe that's going to be Andrew White, who we've seen in that first crash. Took a fast repair. He's up into P6.
Looking like a rocket so far. Kruger gonna block the run Stoner has. Brobst and Stoner may have a little side contact there, but
gonna take a peek here to the bottom. He wants to lead this thing.
Brobst sent it.
That number 5 Old Bay seasoning car.
Kruger still with the advantage. We're now seeing 4 laps to go here in this sprint race. So Kruger trying his best to kind of pinch Brobst down a little bit there through 1 and 2. Kruger with the advantage, trying to figure out who might have a run, who does he want to help or not help. Doing a great job. Stoner once again going to use the higher line, actually kind of right in the middle of the racetrack.
And on top 5 single file out momentarily. You see the run that they all get on Kruger.
Kruger just knowing he needs to stay on the bottom, keep the tires cool, because this will help him in the last couple laps if he does have to move back up to the top. He's not been there as long as everybody else has, so it could help him out, but Stoner, Brobst side by side, this is only going to help Kruger if these two continue to side draft, slow each other down.
Will help. We're going to come across the line, 2 to go.
2 more.
You see Kruger pulls a gap there because of that side-by-side behind him. Not enough of a gap for these drivers to lose the draft. As you see, Brobst absolutely sent it in on the bottom. Almost got to Kruger's bumper there in the center of the corner, and we've got some contact behind him. That was more getting in the wall, and we've got crashing in the background.
Wait, they save it! Jay Bass and Andrew White. I saw White completely 90 degrees sideways, and we are still green right now as they are coming to the white flag. Kruger right now with a comfortable-ish lead, 0.7 of a second ahead of Robert Brobst.
That is enough of a gap for him to breathe a sigh of relief unless Brobst can close up quite a bit here. He's not going to have enough of a run going down the back straightaway to get to him in 3 and 4.
It's Michael Kruger. He just needs one more set of corners Then he can do all the celebrating he wants, at least for the sprint race, as he is through the middle of 3 and 4. Michael Kruger. He's going to be victorious in the sprint race. But what a battle. I mean, Kruger, Brope, Stoner, Moore. Bali kind of throwing it in there a little bit too. That was incredible. And the unofficial the unofficial results of the sprint will be Kruger, Brope, Stoner, Moore, Bali, top 5. Kinder, Rapp, Brush, Bast, and Went. Of course, top 10 will be inverted. Then White, Labano, Ott, Wiseman, Sancinelli, Bray, Campbell, Bradley, Hoopchak, and Campbell. Sean Campbell 17th, Ryan Campbell 20th. Let's go ahead and see if we can talk to Michael Kruger. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm living.
Well, I asked you about a half hour ago or so if you were racing, and you said yes, but you were watching some football. You come in here and you show these guys how to get it done in the sprint race. So, what was it like out there?
Felt great. I was definitely motivated coming into here. My mom told me that I sucked before I came in, so I definitely had a chip on my shoulder to come in here and say that I didn't suck, and hopefully I got more to come with for that. So, great to get that heat and put it together there. It felt really good coming into here. I had Auto Club circled on here once I saw it on the calendar for this season, and yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you definitely proved that you had something here. It's going to be much longer in the feature race that we're about to head to. I mean, what were you... Is there anything that you are wanting to give insight to that you learned that you might do in the feature race?
Just maintain track position. Don't be mid-pack, really, and I'm going to be mid-pack here, and I'm going to have to claw and scrape my way up there. It's going to be a bit of a climb. It's going to be tough here, but dang it, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a fun one, so that's what we're here for what this league provides. It's really cool how they invert the top 10, so going to be a challenge here climbing back, but we're going to have, 32 laps to make it happen, and yeah, we're out there and try to make it happen again.
All right. Well, good luck out there. And actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sponsor shout-outs. Who gets it done for you?
I just got to thank everyone a part of Radius Racing. I got to thank my teammates, Cameron Caldwell, and all the guys at Radius Racing. And I got to thank Grid Networks for sponsoring me. I mean, I don't even know if they know who I am or anything, but I'd like to thank Grid for being a part of Radius and sponsoring me for here in Road and Plate.
All right. Well, good luck in the feature. We'll see you out there.
Thank you.
That was Michael Kruger, the sprint race winner tonight. And we are getting ready to head to the feature. And before we do, of course, this league is sponsored by Palm Rat Golf. And life's really not that complicated, and neither should it be. When looking for golf clothes that fit your lifestyle, Palm Rat Golf is designed to allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the fairway to hanging with friends and family. Visit palmratgolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. Well, John, what do you say we get the feature rolling?
Yeah, and we'll kick it off with your official starting grid, which will be your inverted top 10. And your 11 through 20 remaining the same from your sprint race. But starting it off, it's going to be Tom Wendt on the pole. Jay Bass is going to be his outside in second. Brandon Brush third. Johnny Rapp going to start in the fourth position. William Kinder fifth. Dustin Bally going to start in that sixth position. Seventh, you'll see James Moore. Eighth, Samuel Stoner. Robert Brooks going to be in that ninth position. And your sprint race winner, Michael Kruger, is going to start mid-pack there in the 10th position.
See Andrew White in 11th, Chuck Labano 12th, Daniel Ott 13th, Laura Wiseman 14th. 15th will be Edgar Sancinelli, Aaron Bray 16th, 17th Sean Campbell, 18th Jacob Bradley, 19th Evan Hubchak, and Ryan Campbell in 20th position.
So, Josh, we'll let you go first this time since I got the first pick in the sprint. And I'm 1 for 1 now in 2025. Who's your pick for the feature?
I'm going to stay with that.
All right, I'll match that energy. I'll match that energy. I'm going to stick with Kruger then.
That was easy. We're getting ready, 32 laps. So, quick reminder, it is going to be on the green flag. So, if you're Tom Wendt, you want to go on the green flag, not beforehand.
We'll watch carefully here, see when they go.
And there it is. Green flag is waving.
For the green.
So, the feature is underway. A much better start. Now look at Kruger. He's the only one on the apron. Well, down towards the apron at the time. And everybody kind of shifted down there. More
in front of him.
What a great job by Kruger to get on the brakes. Nobody got into Moore. Nobody made contact with anybody, I don't believe.
And Moore keeps it straight, but the punishment is kind of going to be dealt on that one.
Oh! Tom went around from the lead. Johnny Rapp, he got sideways. They're both kind of spinning down the pit road. Tom Wendt, no contact with anything. Johnny Rapp, I'm not sure if he hit the inside wall or not, but we are under caution for the first time in the feature.
Just tap it. Wendt got loose. Rapp nowhere to go. I don't think Wendt hits anything somehow. Oh, and Rapp actually does get it stopped just short. And then, he rolls forward and noses it in a little bit. But no damage.
Somebody
driver.
Somebody else got loose in the background. I believe that was the 11 of Aaron Bray. Nowhere near what Wendt and Rapp went through. Aaron Bray got a little loose too. And so, I mean...
There was incidental contact between Wendt and Rapp, but nothing major. Little crinkle on the rear bumper of Wendt is all that's going to come out of that.
So, yeah, you see there, Aaron Bray getting sideways, but, you know, basically... First of all, it's nighttime. So already the track temp is going to be a lot cooler than, you know, if this was a day race, especially being that in sim time is May 16th. So we're looking at air temp 65 degrees, track temp 65 degrees, and that is both Fahrenheit. So one, you're already looking at a much cooler track temp. Add into the fact that the race just starts, temperatures haven't built up, the cold tires... They're cold. You're going to be struggling there until the tire temperature gets up after about a lap or so. That was just lap 1 coming out of turn 4. Classic place for it to happen. And I can't believe that there was no contact. Well, we determined there was a tiny bit, but I can't believe there was no contact. Even going in turn 1 and 2 there. With what we saw on the backstretch, these guys did a great job to not cause a pile up, even though they tried twice.
Yeah, and looking at the weather conditions, the current conditions, we are under a static weather. As you mentioned, 65 degrees. 65 degrees is expected the entire race night. So the in-sim temperature is not going to change. What will change is that track temp as these drivers run. Now, these caution laps are not going to heat up the track. What is going to heat up the track is going to be these guys burning rubber, wearing out those tires, and laying that rubber down onto the track. That hot rubber is actually going to increase the track temperature. And when we look at our wind, we've got no wind, 1 mile an hour north wind. So not enough wind to affect the car. So it's just that temperature that's affecting these drivers right now with how loose the setup is.
Yeah, it's drivers got a lot in their hands tonight, but I think everybody is now kind of more alert what's going on, and should be good from here on out. Now, when they do have to pit. When that time comes, whether it's green flag pit stops or caution flag pit stops. Remember, once again, the tires are going to get back to being cold. Green flag, it's a lot faster to warm them up. But you still got to be on your toes, be ready for that, and take it easy that first lap.
Restart's going to be on leader in the restart zone here. Jay Bass is going to lead him back to the green.
And the green flag is back out.
See already some moving around in the background. See Michael Kruger still in the Hornets nest back there, not where he wants to be. He mentioned needing to get out of mid-pack. Well, lap 5 here, still mid-pack. Seen him trying to make some moves early when the race started. Didn't work out. Now you see him making some moves.
Driving aggressive, going to be 3 wide. Brandon Bresch and Dustin Bally were side by side as well. It's Chuck Lobato. 346.
And our original pole sitter, Jacob Bradley, has moved his way into second now. Clear Sam Stoner, going to set his sights on Jay Bass. Sam Stoner tried to do what he could to help his teammate out there. As you see some moving in the background, that's going to be, I believe, Chuck Lobato way to the inside.
I think there might have just been slight contact between Probst and Labano, and that was real close between Bally and Probst.
3 wide coming out of the corner. That's going to be White, Kruger, and Labano. Kruger working hard back here to try and get to the front.
Battle for the lead is on as Bradley is trying to take a peek underneath Jay Bass. I don't think he is there quite enough, but did Bass just get into the wall a tad bit off too? A top 2 breakaway. Small gap, and then everybody else. Dustin Bally is right in the middle.
Top 5 going to be single file. Bally trying to make a move on Brush. White going to jump to the outside of Brush. I think he's going to be there.
He is, as they are side by side.
Brush going to make a lunge to the inside, almost get to the inside of Kruger. Kruger kind of running that really late apex here. Mine works really well when you're back there in the pack. Drive down the hill a little slower. Gets him a good run here. He's going to have the inside of Robert Brooks and in one.
Kruger trying to make gains, and he's doing so very quickly. Side by side with Robert Brobst. Sam Stoner just ahead of these two, and Bradley actually was able to get past Bast.
He was. I was just noticing that the gap from the leaders was starting to close up a little bit with the guys that are just inside the top 5 here. As they all close in together. Nick Bass just kind of had to concede the spot. He ran the top for so long. Now you see him running the bottom, trying to cool those tires off. Kruger finally going to clear Robert Brobst, and he's going to move into 4th and set his sights on 3rd with Sam Stoner.
Getting to the bottom. It's now a single file, not really train, but single file line. A good portion of the, well, everybody.
I got to give a call to your pick to win. Might have the scheme of the night. I just so happened to hear it over voice chat with the drivers.
Oh my!
He's got some action up ahead of him. Wow.
That would be the 18 of Ryan Campbell and James Moore that made contact.
James Moore immediately gets on the radio and tells Ryan Campbell that was an incredible save. I was starting to say it, but yeah, Daniel Ott driving the waifu car probably has one of the better looking schemes out here tonight in terms of design and overall I would say pop is the word I would want to say.
What scheme do you see?
Maybe your trading paints is not updated, but it should be a waifu car.
We got almost 3 wide. Kruger, Stoner, and Bass. Stoner and Bass side by side. Kruger, where does he go? Underneath them. Well, he's trying to.
Trying to make work of the teammates here. Kruger mentioned that he races with Radius. Right now, the lone Radius driver out here has very limited help. As you see, Brobst kind of in the background. Also running a Chevy, so he could potentially hop behind Kruger and help him as the Chevy Alliance there, but you see he's content to be up behind Jay Bass. These guys still continue to be 3 wide.
Jacob Bradley, you're loving that there's 3 wide, 1.4 seconds behind you.
I think Stoner right here is going to clear, so they're going to be back to 2 wide. Kruger going to fill that pocket there, kind of force Jay Bass into a little window, but Jay Bass going to do his best to help his teammate out down the back straightaway and give Stoner a push. Kruger's just driving a rocket ship tonight, and you can see it. The way he makes moves, he's got that setup figured out. It took him a minute because I remember the opening lap of the sprint race. He tested the water to lose himself.
Jay Bass! Contact with Brobst! They save it! How?
Meanwhile, we're still side by side for second. Stoner and Kruger just can't figure it out as those two still trying to gather up their cars.
Andrew White is going to get past Bass. Literally, both these drivers only lost a couple positions. Kruger has completed the pass on Stoner.
Now, either Stoner or Kruger, they need to figure this out now because they need to actually draft each other to catch Jacob Bradley. That's their hope right now. especially coming up towards a pit cycle. We are halfway in the race, so I do see pit stops coming very, very soon.
Why we have a calm-ish moment, I want to take a look at that replay. See if I can find it. Right there, the contact. Both just get sideways and both save it. I don't. There's been some incredible saves already tonight, but I don't know if you can top that one.
You still got another half of the race to go here, Josh. As
Kruger.
I see Kruger peeling off the pit road.
Laura Wiseman looks like she's going to be joining him. And Sean Campbell as well, way in the background. So, Jacob Bradley, a 1.8 second lead, very comfortable over Sam Stoner. And then there's a little bit of a gap between Stoner, White, and Brush, where you have side-by-side between those two, White and Brush, that is. And Robert Brobst right there in tow.
Michael Kruger coming in does force Jacob Bradley's hand. Jacob Bradley going to relinquish the lead. Stoner going to follow him, along with Bali.
A lot of drivers.
A host of others.
Bradley, Stoner, Bali, Ottmore, and Ryan Campbell, I believe.
So we'll keep an eye on Kruger here, as he's still coming off pit road. Going to be interested to see where he ends up in comparison to...
I think Robert Brobst was just having a moment. He got into the wall, struggling to keep it straight. Might have tapped the wall a couple more times.
Going to be pitting, but he's got cars in behind him. Kruger going to get there. Oh, that was close.
Evan Hoopchak also pitting. Jay Bast. Brush and Brobst.
Bradley coming off pit road. He's got the 54. Campbell just ahead of him. That's going to hold him up. Kruger's going to get by.
So once pit cycle completes itself, Kruger is going to have a gigantic lead.
And Bradley got himself a penalty there, being up the rear of the 54. I believe it gave him an unsafe pit exit because he had to move move right to miss Sean Campbell, who was slow on the apron. So Bradley's got to do a drive-through. I believe it might even be a stop and go. So Kruger just inherited a huge lead off that pit cycle.
Things just keep getting worse and worse. Kruger, he's got a 3-second gap between himself and Stoner. Brush and Probst in pit road right now. We're still waiting on Rapp, Went, and Bray to come on in. No, I'm sorry. Yes, we are. And Tom Went is in pit road.
Johnny Rapp's still out here on the racetrack. Doesn't look like he's going to be pitting because he's still in the middle lane of the track. Johnny Rapp going to stay out here another lap.
Robert Probst having pit another time.
There'll be a black flag on the 5. Most likely a speeding in pits.
Aaron Bray has also come down pit road, so now the only one left is Johnny Rapp.
who, even if he wanted to pit right now, he has got everybody on fresh tires going around him.
He'd have to. He's got time to get to the bottom now, but he's committed. I think Rapp is going to run it dry. 10 to go, by the way. 9 to go as soon as Rapp crosses the line.
And we know they run a light fuel tank normally in this league. So, not sure how long Rapp thinks he can push it, or how much he's saving, if he's saving at all.
No idea, but the battle for what would be second, currently third, Bolly and Stoner, they are going at it. Bolly wanting to get clear of Stoner. Stoner powering through.
Johnny Rapp's still out here running. Interested. I'm going to take a peek in that cockpit of the driver of the 52 and see if there's any kind of saving going on, or if he's just running it dry. Does appear that he's just running it normal, trying to run it dry.
We're riding on board as well.
Gosh, I hate to even put it out there in the world, but you gotta wonder, is it possible, even with the light fuel tank, to go 32 laps around this big 2-mile track?
No, it's not. And even saving would, you're not going to save enough fuel. I think what he is trying to get here is a caution. At this point, you expect that everybody else is going to have to pit, right? Even though drivers were just on pit road, they're going to be forced to come back down pit road. This track surface,
he's finally going to concede the lead and come into pit road, coming in hot.
This track surface is old. The tires, it would literally just give Rapp such an advantage. So, yeah, this is going to hand the lead over to Kruger. Rapp's still going down pit road to get to his box. Kruger's coming off turn 4. It'll be 6 to go.
And I don't want to jinx it yet, but I can't remember. I know last season we might have had one, but I don't think we've had one yet this season. Double down.
Still, anything can happen.
Don't count Bolly and Stoner out. Yeah, they can see Kruger. And they have draft where Kruger is completely out on an island. I mean, clean air is king, but when they can run, I'd guesstimate about 10 to 15 miles an hour faster than him down the straightaway, that's closing up a gap.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's enough time, though.
It would take a lot of coordination at this point.
Stoner. Not really pressuring Bolly much. 4 to go, though. At this point, I mean, I think the only way these guys are going to catch Kruger is if we have a yellow. And Bolly got really close to the wall there. Stoner taking a peek to the inside. It's not just a peek. I mean, he's clear of Bolly.
Stoner going to move himself into second. Battle's going to be for second. And, I mean, Your pick was almost there, Josh. He's actually in 4th. Daniel Ott putting together a good run, starting in 13th this race, for the feature, after dropping back in the sprint race. So Daniel Ott putting together a good run in that 4th position. Kruger just on cruise control right now.
Battle back here. Wiseman, Brush, Labano, Hubchak, 7th through 10th. 2 to go.
Just ahead of them, Moore and Bast battling it out for a spot in the top 5.
Oh, man.
Our first and only retiree of the night is going to be Jacob Bradley after that hit road penalty that he had. Oh, Edgar Santinelli's in the wall. That was almost the caution Kruger didn't want to see. He'll lose spots to Johnny Rapp.
White flag is waving. Now Kruger can breathe.
Battle's still going on, though, with Hubchak, Labano, and Wiseman. Those 3 drivers stuck in a little group, battling it out for what would be 8th, 9th, and 10th position on track. Meanwhile, Kruger going to cruise into 3 and 4. He's going to come off the corner, and he's going to see Barney the Flagman waving that checkered flag for the 2nd time tonight. Michael Kruger is going to be your feature winner here tonight.
Checkered flag. How about that, Mikey? Stoner wins the battle between himself and Bali for 2nd. And I believe, yeah, we had a wreck coming to the line. Robert Brobst and Campbell, Sean Campbell. That was ugly. Johnny Rapp also involved. Went down pit road. I showed 12th, but timing just moved him down to 17th. So the reason for that would be because of the black flag for unsafe pit entry, speeding in pit road. So now I can tell you that the unofficial results are going to be unofficial, and I believe Johnny Rapp will have 12th out of it. What we're going to see is going to be different. But one thing is for certain, and that is Michael Kruger is the winner at Auto Club. And he is burning it down.
Now you get to do your donuts, Mikey.
It's best tasting donuts right there. It's Fontana, California.
Absolutely. Best donuts in California right now. Thinking about all our folks over in that region, of course, around LA. Jay Bass actually close to the area over in Orange County. So thinking about those people that are being affected by the wildfires, and just know that we're right there with you. Thinking about you, and hoping that everything comes out on the better end for all of you involved and everyone affected.
So, let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial race results. And Michael Kruger finishes first, Samuel Stoner second, Dustin Bali third, Daniel Ott fourth, James Moore fifth, Jay Bass sixth, Brandon Brush seventh, Chuck Labano eighth, Laura Wiseman ninth, and Evan Hubchak finishes in 10th.
11th going to go to Edgar Santinelli. 12th going to be Tom Wendt. Aaron Bray going to wrap up in that 13th position. Andrew White going to be 14th. 15th will go to Ryan Campbell. First car lap down in 16th is going to be William Kinder. Johnny Rapp unofficially in 17th. We will wait and see if that changes. Sean Campbell going to finish up 2 laps down in that 18th position. 19th, 2 laps down is going to be Robert Brooks. And finishing 5 laps down after retiring early is going to be Jacob Bradley, tonight's pole sitter.
Now, the way I see that things should be is if you take Rapp, move him up to 12th, then everybody should be moved down a position from where they are, with Sean Campbell, Brooks, and Bradley staying in their spots. Unless if there's more than what I caught, which there very well possibly could be, but that's the way I assume the results will look as a result of the last lap there. So, I believe it's time we talk to our top 3. And we're going to start with Dustin Bali. And hey, Dustin, 3rd place finish here tonight. You and Stoner had an incredible battle that if it was for the lead, it would have been absolutely amazing to see who would have won that at the checkered flag. But I mean, you guys were so far away from Kruger. Just kind of, how'd that race go for you?
It's pretty good. First of all, it's good to see you guys. I feel like we've been off for a couple weeks, so good to having everybody back. Yeah, I was kind of, I don't know, low top 10, and then was able to get out, made up some spots by pitting, I think, a little bit earlier than everybody else. I know there was some issues with Jacob Bradley, got balked, or got an issue with his pit exit, and yeah, just Kruger. I thought Kruger was going to fly into the distance at the beginning of the race and burn his tires up, and so I just let him go, and he managed to hold that pace the whole time, and we finished 4 seconds behind him at the end, so he was just on another level, and I guess I was not comfortable running at that speed, and yeah, so I mean we were on pace for a 2nd place, and I made a mistake coming out of 2, and Sam took advantage of it, and then I was able to claw back a little bit of it, but it's real hard to pass here. Especially on the older tires. On the newer tires, it's not as hard because you can kind of run where you want. But once those tires wear out, it's hard to pass. But yeah, good race, solid points, and we'll take it and move on to Spa.
Well, it was a fun race. We are happy that Road and Plate is back for the remainder of the season after a couple weeks off. But I mean, sponsors, shout-outs, who gets it done for you?
First of all, I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. It's great having you on board. Thanks series sponsor, Pone Rat Golf. Personally, I'll thank my parents, Tom and Deb. Wife Rebecca, who hopefully is watching. Mother-in-law, Karen. All my friends and family who are also supporting me. And I think that's it. And everyone who showed up tonight. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
All right. Congrats on 3rd place, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
That was Dustin Bali, 3rd place finisher. And John, I believe you have our 2nd place, Sam Stoner.
Hello. Indeed I do. Hello, Sam Stoner. Hello. So you had a good 2nd place run here tonight. You did really good in the sprint race as well, finishing 3rd. That set you up to start 8th. And, I mean, realistically, we could all say that the pit stop was a big factor there. I believe you were in that pit stop with Jacob Bradley. Tell me your side of things, what you've seen happen. Did that hold you up? Is that going to be we'll call it the difference between getting to Michael Kruger and having him have his 3-second gap that he had?
I mean, yeah. I to be honest, I really do think that was a big factor. I mean, I was planning on timing my pit stop on whenever Jacob went in. I noticed I was catching him a little bit, so I thought it's coming soon. So I'm ducked down. I ducked down in, and I made up I think a little bit of time on entry, made a little bit of extra time up on exit. So I was pretty happy about that. Then we saw the slow car on exit road, and things kind of kind of went haywire. I saw Kruger go by, and yeah, I think it might have given Kruger the advantage he needed to stay ahead.
Outside of Kruger running away from it and having the issues coming off of pit road, you and Bali put on a great battle there coming to the finish, and we even seen you putting on a good battle with your teammate and Kruger there early on in this race. Talk about some of the racing and some of the battles that you had. How much fun was this race tonight?
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I love this track because you can just run so many different lines. You can make a lot of different things work. I'm pretty sure at one point we were probably like 4 wide off the start going through turn 1. There's plenty of 3 and 4 wide stuff that just worked pretty well, and I had some fun times battling Dustin. I saw him start pushing real hard to try to keep me behind him, and just knew if I bided my time just a little bit, I could probably get him right there at the end, and it all played out.
Again, great job on getting that second place finish there, putting on a good show with Bali there to the end. Last thing before we let you go, sponsor shoutouts. Who gets it done behind that 65 machine?
Oh, my family, they're always very supportive. The league, of course, always gotta thank the league for putting the whole thing on. I always shout out my team's sponsors who aren't actually on my car, but 80-Bit Better and Homebrew Auto and EV Part Picker. They're on all my other cars that I run in other series, and they're very helpful for getting us out here. Thank you guys for putting on the show, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it as well.
Oh, we enjoyed it, Sam. It was a great show. We're going to go let you celebrate that P2 finish, and we will see you next race.
Yes, sir.
And Josh, I believe you've got one very, very happy winner here tonight in Michael Kruger. Making me go 2 for 2 here in 2025. Make sure you remind him of that when you talk to him.
Well, Michael Kruger, first things I want to talk about the not important stuff, and that is Jonathan Canfield just batting 1,000, picking you in both the sprint and the feature as the race winner. Not important. Anyway, you are the winner, and doubling down tonight at Auto Club. How does that feel?
Tremendous. Tremendous. I mean, really, this start of the season, it's kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, outside of the super speedways, when we had a good run there, it's been a bit of a struggle on the road courses. Really, I mean, I just hadn't hit really my stride there yet. I mean, I've just not really ran too well. It feels great to come back to the ovals and run really well. I mean, especially with tonight. I mean, taking home the heats, which I've never won a heat before, and winning the feature too. I mean, it feels great. This is just what I need, really, kind of to lift myself a little bit after a little bit of a tough stretch on the road courses lately.
Well, I have a question based off what you told us in the after when we were interviewing you in the sprint. Is Mrs. Kruger watching?
I hope she is. I hope so.
Well, I mean, you did a great job, all in all. And, I know that you're going to go celebrate with your family while also watching football, I'm sure, after this. Just, first of all, an incredible drive, one that I know you are very capable of doing. And it's always cool to see you go out there. But I do have a question. Now, I know you probably didn't see what happened, maybe just things you've heard, but did you hear anything about kind of during the pit cycle, some drivers getting held up?
Really, in the moment, no, I didn't really find out the stuff that was going on until really after the race. I had no idea, honestly.
Well, when you had such a big lead, was there any, were you just, okay, now the only thing I have to worry about is the caution. Did you just feel comfortable being up there 3.5 seconds ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really good. I just knew the guys behind me that came off the pits, they're gonna have 1 lap pressure tire. So I was feeling really good about the lead, but I just want to make sure to manage my stuff really and just not like overcook them really. I mean, especially with how abrasive this place is, and basically being the first one in the lead group to come down pit road. I mean, I knew I needed to do it because Bradley was pulling away after me and Stoner were really battling like crazy for a couple laps, and then eventually we had pit stops, and then I come on down first, and then almost everyone else follows. And I just really, once I got the lead, and I had no idea about the implications that happened from the guys that pit right after me, when I believe Sean was just kind of rolling off the pace on the apron trying to get up to speed and kind of held up those guys. I had no idea that happened, and really I kind of didn't want to take it for granted when I had the lead there. I just wanted to manage and just get to the yellow, to the white, and not think about the potential yellow that could come out there, and just kind of stay focused really. I mean, even with handed that lead there.
Sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you, Mikey?
Well, I mean, once again, I'd like to thank my teammates at iRacing and everyone there, like guys like Cameron Caldwell and such. Grid Network for sponsoring the car again. Really nice to have those guys on board for Road and Plate. I want to thank my mom for telling me that I sucked going into this, and you guys for putting it together for the broadcast tonight.
All right. Well, congrats on the win, and we'll see you next time out. Looking forward to it.
Thank you guys.
That was my good buddy Michael Kruger, also tonight's race winner. And John, what a race.
Couldn't agree more, Josh. It was a little out of the ordinary, I'd say. I mean, we were expecting a decent battle for the lead between Jacob Bradley, Michael Kruger, and I'd throw Sam Stoner in there. He made a great point that he did gain ground on the pit stop trying to keep up with Jacob Bradley. So I think we were getting ready to see a 3-horse race, and we had unexpected drama there with Sean Campbell being on the bottom. I mean, no fault of his own or anything like that. Everyone gets up to speed a little differently. Some people have different experience levels in this car as well when it comes to oval and road courses. So I don't really fault Sean Campbell there. I don't fault anybody, but I think that added a good taste of drama and mixture to our bag here tonight, as Jacob Bradley ended up with, I believe, an unsafe pit exit that would end his night from that, and Michael Kruger getting that big advantage. Sam Stoner, I will say, doing a great job to not involve himself too heavily in that drama. Obviously, it affected his gap to Kruger, but a good job keeping a level head there and not getting an unsafe pit exit as well, trying to get around the driver of the 54.
For sure. It was wild there. Could have shaked things up, but overall, I mean, still a lot of incredible battles that we saw tonight, and just another classic Palm Rat Golf Road and Plate series that these guys continue to put on time and time again. Next week, it is Spa, is the easiest way to pronounce that track, so we're going to go with that. And right back to the road courses. I'm looking forward to that. I don't even know if I have Spa on iRacing. The only familiar...
I mean, we've been buying tracks since we picked up.
Yeah.
I think you and I both are expanding how many tracks we don't.
And I think the only experience I have with Spa is on Formula One video games. But
you won't take a stab at it, but I will. Circuit de Spa Francorchamps.
Bless you. So anyway, thank you guys.
I'm gonna get roasted later by some of my Canadian friends who speak French.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to 2025. And before I go on with the other spiel, if you have any pets, give them an extra hug. And lovins, never know when you're going to have to make the hard decision to say goodbye to one. So do that for me. And on behalf of everybody at JCTV and the entire outstanding crew, that I totally screwed that up. But on behalf of the entire outstanding crew at JCTV and Jonathan Canfield, I'm Joshua Copperl. Thanks so long. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time.